Hi, my name is Monica, and I'm from Cookie.com, and I'm here to talk about the Page Slider widget. So Page Slider is a fully responsive widget, and it allows you to navigate through different pages that you designed in Muse simply by scrolling. You can also use your arrow keys on your keyboard to navigate between different pages. And with Page Slider, you can add unlimited sections. So right now I have 3 sections. And then you can add up to 12 slides per section. And it also comes with its own navigation menu, and you can fully customize this. You can also customize the tooltips and the arrow keys. And the widget also offers different options for customization, such as animation features when you scroll. And you can also add extra buttons if you want to. So I'm going to show you how to create a quick example. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to create your layout. So I'm going to create a layout with 3 sections, and each section is going to have 1 slide. And one thing to keep in mind when you're naming your pages is that each page needs to have a unique name with no spaces and no special characters. The next thing you want to do is you want to turn off the master page on the home page. So right click, go to masters, no master. Then we're going to go into the home page, we're going to go to the library, we're going to grab the widget. When you place the widget, there's 3 main parts. There's Page Slider, which has all the main options. There's Navigation, which has all the navigation options for the buttons, next preview buttons, and the tooltips. And here you can control the size and color and positioning. And here is where you control your different sections and the slides inside the sections. Since we have 3 sections, I'm going to create another section by duplicating it. You can name each section whatever you want, and then to select the order that you want them to appear in, you just go to section sort order and select the order. Location of the pages, usually it'll be inside this Muse project, but if you want to link to a page that's outside of the Muse project, you can select this. And if you select this, you need to put the full URL over here. So I'm just going to leave it inside the Muse project. I'm going to enable slides. We have 1 slide. My main section is called section 1 because that's the name of the page. And then my slide 1 is 1. Next, I'm going to go to the master page. I'm going to go back to the library, to the Page Slider folder, and I'm going to select Click and Scroll Fix, and I'm going to place it outside of the page. So Click and Scroll Fix is necessary for the widget to work. So you could either place Click and Scroll Fix on every single page included in Page Slider, or you could simply just place it on a master page. Next, I'm going to go to each page and I'm going to add some text, and I'm also going to add backgrounds. This is just for example purposes so that we can tell which page is which page. To change the color of the page, you just go to Browser Fill and you select a color. One tip for creating your layouts is that you should use pinning so that you can control where everything is. So let's say I have an object that I always want to be over here. I would just pin it. I can also pin my text. Adding background images is super easy. Just go to Browser Fill, add image. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to preview my site in browser. Notice how I didn't say page because that's a different thing. And as you can see, we can scroll through everything. We can use our arrow keys to navigate. The object that we pinned is still there. We can also use the menu to navigate between the different sections. And it's also fully responsive. Now if you want to, you can also customize how it scrolls between the different slides. And you can also use different easing options, and you can control the speed. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go back to home. We're going to select the main widget. Here you have the option to set the scrolling time. You can uncheck any of these boxes. Right now, loop scrolling is on. That's when it scrolls back to the first section after you reach the last section. Auto scrolling allows for smooth automatic scrolling between your pages. Keyboard scrolling allows you to use your arrow keys, and smooth animation is the default animation, but if you uncheck that, you can select a different easing option. There's about a dozen of them. Let's go ahead and change the speed. So let's preview. And as you can see, the scrolling's a lot faster. And there's also a different animation. You can also customize the navigation. So for example, you can customize the typeface by selecting the main widget, going to the text panel. We can select the navigation and go to the option panel for that. And you can control the appearance of the buttons, next, previous buttons, and the tooltip navigations. And if you wanted to, you could hide each separately just by checking one of these boxes. You can choose the position, you can change the color of your navigation buttons. You can also change the font color on normal and active. And you can also adjust the size of the buttons and the spacing. You can choose the shape of your tooltips and the opacity. And you can also choose the position and the color. And you can also adjust the size to make it bigger or smaller, and the spacing and the distance from the sides. You can also specify the space from the top in pixels or percentages, and you can specify what percentage or pixel that is over here. So let's preview. So here's our updated navigation. Let me change the scrolling speed. So here's our updated tooltip appearance. And then here's our updated navigation. If you want to, you can also add extra buttons to your navigation menu, and that can be useful for when you want to link to pages that aren't a part of your page slider. So if you had a website that you worked on that you wanted to show off, or you wanted to link to your resume, you can do that by adding an extra button. So you can go to library, extra button, drag that onto your home, and then you can just place it under your other sections. And you can open the option panel for your extra button. Just type in the name, and then you're going to type in the page name or the URL. And this has to be the complete URL, so you have to include the HTTP and the colon and the forward slashes. And then you want to specify open the link in a new window, and then the location of this page is hosted elsewhere since we put a URL. And then for button sort order, you want to choose where you want it in the order of your buttons. So I'm going to put this at 4, so that it's after the button for my third section. And you don't have to worry about styling your extra buttons, because it'll automatically match how you style your buttons in the navigation options. So if we preview, here's our extra button. And if we click on it, it'll link to our other page. And we can still scroll as normal. Well, that's all that I have for you. If you have any questions, you can go to support.cookie.com. You can go to the widgets and templates section to find the help documentation and FAQ for Page Slider, or you can leave a comment below. As always, thank you for watching.